Hi guys, welcome to an awfully lit video, but I really don't care because zero effort goes into this channel, quite obviously. And I've just suddenly lost a little bit of hearing in my right ear, so I could just hear myself on that side. Fear not though, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So, I've not done a Clueless eating video for quite a while, to be honest. Oh God, that's really noticeable now. It's like I've got my finger in my ear. Yeah, I've just come off the end of like a bit of a flu or whatever, so let's just push that round. No, that's not done anything. It's just... that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. It's like, listen to yourself. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just completely thrown off. Yeah, not done a... Don't click and point. That's so fucking annoying. Yeah, not done a Clueless eating for a while. And it's the end of a work week. Pants are off. And I'm just going to lay in my own filth for the rest of the evening. Probably watch some videos on YouTube. I don't know. We shall see. And yes, I was in the mood for some chocolate, because chocolate's something that I go through like waves when it comes to chocolate. I don't really have that much of a sweet tooth, but when I'm in the mood for chocolate, it'll last for like a few days. And in work, we've got a vending machine in the canteen, and I think because I've been too lazy to actually make lunch for work, I've just been going in and not really eating. And having like about 3 cigarettes on my, my lunch break. So that sort of replaces food apparently. But then I'll always like just pick up like a chocolate bar just to nosh on. But yeah, so now I've got a bit of a sweet tooth. So before I went to work today, when I was picking some stuff up, I picked up a packet of... I've not had Bourneville for ages. And these are the Bourneville giant dark chocolate buttons. Cacao Life. There we go. Yeah. Bourneville chocolate. Not had it for ages. And I think it was implanted to my head. Because the other night I had a can of Common Grounds while I was watching The Apprentice in my pyjamas. And I posted it on Instagram. And I described it as like dipping, those chocolate creams, like the dark chocolate version of like a custard cream. I don't know what they're called. And it reminded me of dipping that in like your morning coffee. And I was like, oh, bourbon biscuits. Oh, Bourneville chocolate. Not had that for a while. So yeah, they were on offer in one of my local, off licenses for £1, which... yeah, I think you could get a little bit more for £1, but oh well. And I was like, I just had my tea about a couple of hours ago, and I had a bottle of the Hallo Ich Bin double, which is the double raspberry Berliner Weisse from Mikkeller. I had that with a bit of like a cheese board, just because there's stuff in the fridge that needs to be eaten before it gets thrown away. Like opened, like chorizo and half finished cheese and stuff like that. So I had like a sourdough loaf, so I thought, yeah, I'll have that for me tea, and it was really damn nice. And it went well with a raspberry Berliner Weisse. I think my brain actually shuts off for a second sometimes, because I'll be just like, what is going on? And then I'll just stop and then carry on. Anyway, so I had a bottle of Millionaire from Wild Beer Company in the in my drinks cabinet, which I bought on the with the excuse that it was going to be saved for on the run up to Christmas, because I picked this up with like a few cans of Common Grounds, and I thought, Joe, I'm going to put stuff away that's easy to get hold of, easy to drink. Because I think stuff like that can age for a couple of months. And yeah, I've pretty much drank most of the Common Grounds that I bought, and I'm about to tuck into this. So I'm going to have to go to Booths again and take advantage of the 6 cans and bottles of craft beer for the price of 5. And, you know, Common Grounds is really cheap and a beautiful beer. And I remember drinking this and thinking that this was a beautiful beer. Wild Beer Company are one of those breweries who I don't drink enough of, because I get the chance to find some of their beers. Nice smoky action there. I was a bit gutted that I wasn't able to pick up the Imperial Stout that they've had in Morrison's, because I think, I'm not sure, that none of the, like, recent, yeah, there was none of the Northern Monk stuff, there was none of those Siren beers, and I think what is there now in Morrison's is like the Real Ale Festival. You know, oh wow, what, Salter Triple Choc again? I could get that in Marks and Spencer's, do you know what I mean? And I was really gutted because I really wanted to buy, you know, an Imperial Stout for £2.50 and buy like 3 or 4 bottles to put away. But nothing there, so I don't know if it was just like a, you know, oh, this is what Morrison's are doing now until the next sort of beer event, or if there are still, you know, bottles flying around, because I'd really like to try that, because I'd heard it was really good. So, there we are. But yeah, Wild Beer Company, Millionaire, which is described as salted caramel plus chocolate plus milk stout, 4.7% ABV. So let's pour it and see what we get. So this is my dessert right now, even though, you know, it's 8:30, and I want to be a little bit, I don't want to be too delicate tomorrow, because I've got a day planned in Manchester, because the new Patrons Project beer with Drew Millward by Northern Monk is out, and they've done like a whole thing where you can get a t-shirt, a glass, and it comes in, because it's based on like and I've talked about this for ages, you know, when I've tasted beer, it's like, it reminds me of the milk you have left over from cereal. So they've brewed, it is an IPA though, with that sort of in mind. And they've done a whole thing where you can get, in the refectory in Manchester or Leeds, which probably by the time we go tomorrow, it's going to be sold out. You can actually get the t-shirt and the glass in a gift pack, which is a mock cereal box designed by Drew Millward. And the t-shirt itself, I don't care if I don't get the box. Yeah, it'd be nice to, because I like to collect stuff like that. But as long as I could get hold of the t-shirt and a couple of cans of the beer, I'm not too fussed at the end of the day. But yeah, Drew Millward's artwork for that is just absolutely bonkers. So I want to be fresh, so I can, you know, not almost shit myself on the train and bus. Anyway, so lovely stuff. Don't know why I talked about my bodily fluids, but oh well. And I have had this beer once before and really enjoyed it, so I'm going to take a little bit of a sip. Not going to do a full review because I've reviewed it already. Link is down below. So on the nose. Oh yes. Nice dark chocolatey, musky, biscuity sort of character. Yeah, it is like a chocolate cream biscuit. There's a very subtle hint of salt in there. But yeah, it's smelling good. It smells like autumn in a glass. Anyway, let's give it a quick taste. Oh wow. Oh, that is good. Such a good body for a 4.7% milk stout. It's creamy. It's like, reminds me of cereal milk, but also reminds you of when you've made yourself a hot chocolate, but some of the granules haven't completely dissolved, so you get a little bit of texture in there. It's got that sort of vibe about it. It's definitely not a sweet milk stout. Loads of dark chocolate. The saltiness comes in a little bit more. There was a bit of caramel vibe going on. It's like a salted caramel fudge brownie or something along those lines. Like chewy, warmed up. Maybe have a little bit of custard with it. Yeah, that's decadent as hell. I'm buying much more of this for Christmas, which I'll probably drink within like a couple of weeks of buying it. Yeah, it's just a beautiful, easy to get hold of, affordable milk stout. Bags full of flavour and character. And yeah, as I said earlier, I need to get more of Wild Beer Co's beers because it was such a good brewery. So let's have some of these. Oh, of course, you peel it open and it doesn't actually fucking open the thing. So, there they go. There you go, I should say. And I look like a fucking idiot with my hair today. That's what they look like. You don't really need to see that. It's a chocolate button. Bournevilles always remind me of visiting grandparents in the 90s. There'd always be chocolate bars like that. That and Caramacs. Do love a bit of Caramac. And there was also a chocolate which I've never really been able to remember the name of. To be honest, I've not really Googled it. It's one of those things where you say, I really need to remember what that was, but you never actually, you know, use the whole world at your fingertips. Years of knowledge all in one, wonderful place called the internet. And it's just one of those things where you always mean to like look up something or try and remember, find something that you remember from your past, but you just never do for some reason. But yeah, there was like this, it was a chocolate where it was like, like the creamy filling of like a walnut whip. But it was like that. And then it was just like, it wasn't like just a fully encased in chocolate. It was like that sort of, when you sort of like temper chocolate and you swirl it around and it like sort of like makes a web effect and then it dries. That's what it was. And I'm sure it was called like a secret bar. Sorry about that. Got interrupted. But yeah, I'm sure it was called a secret bar. And it had like a mallow filling with like a nest of chocolate around it. Came in a gold wrapper. I think that's what it was. Probably completely misremembering it. Probably the Mandela effect coming into play there. But yeah, that's what Bourneville reminds me of. It's like chocolate as a kid growing up. And these are really good. Not too dark, but not too sweet, I would say. Although really dark, intense chocolate is something I've come to really appreciate. Yeah, these are nice. These are really nice. So, it's almost like an almond, or almond, however you want to say it, character about it. Let's top ourselves up. So, we'll take a sip. It's nice already. Take a bite. And then we'll combine. Not gonna lie, it's not gonna blow your mind. It's not gonna change the way you think about things or rock your world. But as is the case a lot of times when you mix food with beer, the bitterness of the beer comes through a little bit more. There's nothing really amplified in sweetness. That doesn't really change. What I would say is, it does take on a really nice nutty character when you've got those two flavours. When you've got the chocolate that's coated your tongue and then the beer swirling around the inside of your mouth. Yeah, it's got a really nice almond nuttiness. So the almond character I was getting in this is amplified a little bit more. I'm guessing by, the salty aspect of this beer. Yeah, this is nice. It's not the biggest success. It's not the most majestic of combinations that I've done on the channel. But it's getting a little bit cooler. We'll turn the lights down so it gets a little bit darker, a little bit more cozy. Put on the fairy lights. You know, sit in front of the TV, watching, catching up with your favourite TV series, watching a film or whatever, and just having a nice gentle beer, having some nice chocolate. It works well. It's got a really nice sense of ambience about it, and I'm gonna come out with as much pretentious bullshit as I can when I'm talking about beer and food. The beer itself, I'm not going to say suffers with this, but I think that the chocolates gain more than the beer does. Because as I said, the beer does get a little bit more bitter on the forefront. There's a really nice sweet aftertaste that is developing though with these two. Yeah, definitely loads of nuts. Almond, a little bit of macadamia nut, a little bit of hazelnut character. It's like chocolatey granola sort of vibes as well. Yeah, it's an interesting combination. I'm sure there'd be better chocolates to mix with this, or better uses of chocolate in food to combine with this. I mean, I could imagine you could make add that in a bit of cake batter, and you might add a little bit of an interesting element to it. But yeah, the beer itself is a knockout. It really, really is. And yeah, these aren't going to be the best dark chocolate buttons you're ever going to have, but it works well. It works nicely. And yeah, so a minor triumph, I'm going to say. It's not really 100% successful, but it works. And plus, for once, it's not donuts with beer. Anyway, so what's some of your favourite beers to eat with chocolates? Do you know what I mean? Let me know your combinations that you've tried in the past that have worked really, really well, because I'd like to try it in the future. And yeah, I like doing these videos, the Clueless eating stuff, because it's just interesting. It's two of my favourite hobbies. Stuffing my face and washing it down with alcohol. So, I come out on top every time with these videos. But, yeah, I hope you get a little bit of enjoyment and a little bit of inspiration. Anyway, my ear's starting to calm down a little bit, so it's not like I'm listening to a recording of myself as I'm talking. So, yeah, look out for more Clueless eating videos in the future, and any recommendations, because I want to start doing stuff with crisps. We might do, to go along with the donut series, might do a little bit of a crisp action, because when I was on the plane to Germany the other week, because they've now got EasyJet now do Punk IPA in cans, so that was good. So I had a can of Punk IPA, and somebody had bought a tub of sour cream and cheese Pringles. And I don't know, it's like the smell of the Pringles as I was drinking the Punk IPA, it just seemed to work. So maybe you'll see a Punk IPA with Pringles video. We shall see. Anyway, food and beer, what can go wrong? I'm waiting for that first time it does go terribly wrong, and I'm sure I'll document it for your amusement. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I shall hopefully see you next time. Cheers.